Me being a brand new player to the Path of Exile 2 community, I thought I'd make a build how I want it and it would be powerful based on how I theory crafted. Well, it turns out I was wrong and got humbled very quickly. The build did not work and I got frustrated, so I took a break but decided to come back strong a bit later. I've come to the conclusion that you can make your own builds your own way, but you must follow certain formulae that give you the damage and survivability needed to annihilate mobs and bosses alike. So after hours of testing out support gems with different combinations of skills, I've come to the conclusion that lightning is the most powerful element of them all, even after the patches. Next most powerful is ice, then comes fire. The purpose of this Lightning Monk build is to annihilate mobs and bosses in seconds. There are many reasons why lightning is so powerful, one being that it chains to multiple enemies while weakening them, leaving them vulnerable to take massive amounts of damage. So with the right support gem and quarterstaff setup, you will become unstoppable. Every build continues to grow stronger as you level up. I felt this was the best time to showcase where I'm at with this build. How you progress is key, so let's get right into this. Here are the active skill gems I'm using. I'll explain how they all synergize with the build, but I've decided to make a combo style using a bow and quarterstaff so that I can zone mobs while afflicting them with shock. So I'm using the lightning shot, lightning rod, and stormcaller arrow for my range, with Tempest Flurry using Voltaic Mark to set up the perfect melee AoE, and Herald of Thunder to scale my overall elemental damage. By the way, Herald of Thunder is not like the other support gems. It's what you call a buff, a passive support gem that exponentially increases your elemental damage depending on what you have slotted in, and you must activate this buff with Spirit by toggling it on in the equip menu for your active support gems. That's actually why this hits so hard. The more elemental damage you scale, the more potent it will be. So aside from the specified support gems I'll explain, I won't explain the ones that increase the element, but I'll show you. Here's the best way to play this build. Begin by zoning the mobs with Lightning Rod. This fires an arrow that drops from above, creating a lightning burst that remains in the ground, which can then be chained with other lightning skills that cause the rod to burst within the vicinity, like Lightning Shot or Stormcaller Arrow. But this becomes way more effective with the support gem that I have called Scatter Shot. It triples the amount of rods that drop, and for even more AoE, I'm using both Concentrated Effect and Magnified Effect. 40% damage, 40% range. After just a few shots with Lightning Rod, the entire battlefield will be electrified. You can do the same with Stormcaller Arrow and Lightning Shot, but honestly, at this point, that's just overkill. You simply have a versatile arsenal that affords you the opportunity to apply lightning. So it's up to you how you actually want to engage. But that's how I zone, and when they get close enough, I use Tempest Flurry to finish them off if they aren't already. Voltaic Mark coupled with Tempest Flurry feels like cheating. With Voltaic Mark, once marking the enemy, there is a 50% chance they'll get shocked. If you kill a marked enemy, a lightning nova erupts from their corpse. This deals insane damage. I use this on ads when fighting close range against bosses to take a large chunk of their health. In a large group of ads, I just target the most tanky enemy out of them all, and then this eventually takes the whole mob out. And with this, using Tempest Flurry, you're going to need a good amount of DPS in order to take them out fast. So the support gem you'll need is Martial Tempo. Honestly, I think that you can't go without this, unless you have attack speed somewhere else, but this gives you 25% more attack speed. You'll also need something to get bosses and harder to kill enemies interrupted while you guys exchange blows. This support gem is insane. It's called Ruthless. Every 5th use of supported attacks causes 500% more stun buildup. With this, almost no enemy can stand and fight with you. You'll either stun them or kill them. To top it off, I've added close combat for another 25% more attack damage to enemies within 1 meter of you. And here are the rest of the support gems if you wanted to see them. I'm not going to read them all. The weapon setup I have is this Splinterheart Recurve Bow. I got this a while ago, and I added a lightning rune to scale it more, but it also came with lightning damage built in. But the highlight of this bow is its ability to split projectiles towards 2 targets. This spreads the lightning even more. My quarterstaff is a Slicing of Absorption. More lightning damage on the weapon and rune, and it just hits like a truck. None of these have been leveled to quality, by the way. I'll get there soon. Let me show you the path I've taken on the passive skill tree. Firstly, I've chosen Invoker with I Am the Thunder, and I made my way all the way up from Alternating Current to Echoing Thunder, surrounded by more elemental damage. Like I said, the more elemental damage you scale, the more damage you're going to deal with the lightning. Simple as that. And I've allocated my strength, intelligence, and dexterity depending on what I need for my build, and I'll show you the stats in a minute here. But this is my goal. I'd like to make it all the way over to Martial Mastery, where my quarterstaff speed will be insanely fast. At that point, I'll be pretty much invincible. These are my character stats, and I think this is pretty balanced for what I have going on. I'm really excited about where this build is headed, and I can't wait to really dive into more builds with other classes in the future. Tell me what you think about this build in the comment section below. What do you think I can improve on? I appreciate you for sticking around to the end, and that'll do it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Be right out.